Goku has come a long way since he was a little kid who went out in the world to hunt for Dragon Balls with Bulma. We've watched him battle demons, prove that he's a Super Saiyan, and even become a god. So with all that under his belt, where could he possibly go next? Well, there's a solid chance that he'll basically become a god among gods by replacing the Grand Priest himself.
Here it comes.
While Goku going Ultra Instinct against Jiren might have seemed like his final form, it turns out that this was just the first step on his Ultra Instinct journey. Not only do angels have access to a more powerful, complete version of the ability, they are technically using it at all times. That's why Whis looks like he's doing his taxes in his head every time he goes up against Vegeta and Goku at once. Currently, Goku is training so that he will eventually be on that Whis level of Ultra Instinct. In the anime, he's still pretty far away from Ultra Instinct mastery, but in the manga, we've seen him take some pretty big steps towards reaching that angel level. I won't spoil it, but let's just say the anime cannot come back quickly enough. Knowing Goku like we do, it's only inevitable that he will overcome the angels at some point in the near future. Also, knowing Goku like we do, it's clear that Goku will have to find another challenge to rise up to. The next logical step is that he would jump up to the Grand Priest's level of power. In terms of universal hierarchy, the Grand Priest is on the upper end of the spectrum. He is the Lord of the Angels for good reason. Whis makes it clear that the Grand Priest is much more powerful than he is, and even states that he is one of the top 5 strongest beings in the universe. I think that this proves that not only is the Grand Priest set up as Goku's final boss in Dragon Ball Super, but that GodTube also has a CBR that ranks fighters in the Dragon Ball universe, which Whis clearly subscribes to. The only problem with that is that the Grand Priest has seemed like a good guy who'd never come into conflict with Goku so far. Of course, Dragon Ball has proven many times over that just because someone is small and cute, that doesn't mean that they aren't secretly evil. So how could the Grand Priest ever come into conflict with Goku? Well, there are several forms of Dragon Ball showdowns that his big battle with the Grand Priest could take on. First, we have the classic Dragon Ball evil bad guy for Goku to defend the universe or his friends against. It's really easy to see how the Grand Priest could fit this mold. While he doesn't seem particularly evil, the neutrality of the angels is almost as bad. By refusing to take on any side, a case could easily be made that the angels allow for evil to exist. I could see a scenario where Whis finally goes too far helping Goku and Vegeta. He would then get erased by the Grand Priest, which would likely be too far for Goku. In order to save his latest master from infinite nothingness, Goku would likely challenge the Grand Priest to a fight. Of course, things aren't always that dramatic in Dragon Ball. Sometimes people have a showdown just because showdowns are fun. It's easy to see a scenario where the Grand Priest versus Goku issue is solved by another tournament. As much as Zeno loved the Tournament of Power, Goku would have no problem at all convincing Zeno to host some sort of Grand Priest tournament to determine if he still deserves to rule the angels. There's no way the Tournament of Power will be the last tournament arc in the series, so they've got to top it somehow. It would be interesting to see an opening round where the Grand Priest takes on Jiren and absolutely schools him. There would be no way of setting the stakes by making the last tournament big bad get taken out of contention with almost no effort at all. As powerful as Jiren is, a being that's utterly mastered Ultra Instinct would find him to be no challenge at all. The last option I could see the series taking is the one where the Grand Priest is somehow taken over by a different villain. Perhaps the most epic version of this fight would be if Frieza somehow figured out a way of taking over the Grand Priest's body. If he were to somehow get his hands on the Super Dragon Balls, this likely wouldn't be hard at all. He'd just have to steal the most valuable object in the entire multiverse. No big deal. Still, it would be kind of cool if Goku's ultimate showdown was also his final battle against his arch nemesis. Regardless of why Goku is squaring off against the Grand Priest, I think it's clear how this would go down. First off, we haven't seen what all the Grand Priest is capable of. That means before he takes on the Grand Priest, we'll have to see him show off his skills first. This means that a few warriors will have to take him on and get destroyed so that we can appropriately see how in trouble Goku truly is. This will likely inspire Goku to undertake some kind of special training to rise up to the Grand Priest's level. Goku fighting the Grand Priest will be a fight of Mastered Ultra Instinct versus Mastered Ultra Instinct. The two of them would likely be locked into a long struggle of not being able to even land a single blow due to just how perfect both of their forms are. This is likely when the Grand Priest would showcase a special ability of some kind that would prove why he's the Lord of all angels. I think for Goku's final match in Super, it would be cool to see him combining all of the forms he's learned over his decades of training into his fighting style. It would be interesting to see Mastered Kaioken and Super Saiyan giving him a slight upper hand against the Grand Priest. Then he could top this off by blasting the Grand Priest with his most powerful Kamehameha wave to date. This would end the series with Goku taking his place as the Grand Priest, ending his Dragon Ball Super arc for good. Since it seems pretty clear that Dragon Ball will literally never finish until the end of time, I don't know where Goku could go after this. Is there a secret grander priest waiting in the wings for him to fight next? I hope so.